everyone, welcome back to the Proving Grounds Pod, your one-stop shop for all things Proving Grounds. My name is Smax, and I'm joined by my constant co-host, Cubby. And today, on episode 30, with us today, we've got our very own, what would you call yourself as like the advertisement genius when we got you to do our announcement video with the shirtless vlog?
The face of amateur.
Yeah, the face of amateur. Peyton, RBM jungler currently for AoE, qualified for Proving Grounds, Unified Grand Prix broadcaster, extreme, and you're here with us today. How are you feeling?
I'm very good.
That's good.
Ready to talk about video games.
That's what we're here to do. That's definitely good that you're here. So
fantastic.
We were just talking before we started the recording about how you made your way onto the Unified Grand Prix broadcast. What was your experience like with that on the desk?
That was lit. I had a lot of fun. And I gotta watch the games with Kelsey and Kangas off the stream. So Kangas kind of called me out, but I was flaming people because they were bad. So he called me out a little bit, but it was a lot of fun. And Kelsey was really knowledgeable. I liked picking her brain a little bit. It was kind of cool. So overall it was a good time. I wish I got to watch some better games, but is what it is.
Kelsey is the best person to watch League of Legends with ever. I don't know if you've ever watched her LPL co-stream things.
Yeah.
Those streams are so good, and she's just the most knowledgeable person about the game that I've ever talked to. It's awesome.
Personally, big fan of the Leanne burger flips.
Yeah.
How many lands would you give that? That was a good time.
Those are so good. You just get his image, and then if it goes poorly, you get his image upside down.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Yep.
That is very, very good. But yeah, I'm glad to hear it, man, because I definitely had a lot of fun going back and watching the. I mean, you were definitely set up with some really good people on that day.
I was legit hard carried. I was Elo boosted Yumi. That's how useless I was. I knew nothing. I was just AFK, answering questions about the video game. It was so easy.
What was your impression of? Well, I guess the UGP tournament's not over yet. There's still the finals. But what's been your impression of the games and the teams that made it out to PG?
My bracket was pretty close to perfect for the top side. I had 2 games wrong or 3 games wrong on the top side of the bracket. But the bracket I filled out, the bottom half of it was written wrong. So I had matchups that weren't actually matchups. So that part I had everything messed up. But my top side was pretty accurate. I thought TSM would beat Dig. I had them winning the tournament. No, I had the Zeus beating CLG again.
Yep.
Resolve winning their first game, then losing the second game again. So yeah, mine was pretty good.
Now, yeah. I think the real interesting question while we're talking about UGP and brackets is, did you have CLG dropping out of the tournament and not making Proving Grounds?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I didn't have him dropping out to super noobs, but I had him dropping out the round after that one.
Got it. That was the big surprise, I think. Pretty safe.
It was.
Yeah.
I had it right. The only team I got wrong was I had EGP making out instead of Supernova. Because I thought EGP is better than Supernova, but low rolled the bracket.
Not this tournament, right? So,
yeah, well, and low rolled the bracket, Supernova got to play against CLG, right? That's what the Zeus, the losers third round or whatever was Zeus versus Supernova. Is just both the teams that got to play CLG.
Dude, I would have loved to watch the Tomio EGP end up playing against Dig, because I think that would have been a really fun series, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No offense to Buster, but he's newer, right?
Yeah.
And Tomio is already a top half academy jungler. Yeah, no, he is pretty good. Yeah.
He is good. I think they just didn't have enough time with him yet. But one team that did now have a lot of time with their jungler, their new rookie jungler, is actually Dig. And I think that was a really good story. I remember 2 weeks ago, Cubby, we were on this channel, and I said, hey, Dig looks really good in the last week. and I think they're going to do very well. And you were like, man, they're going to lose in the second round. And I was like, no.
I thought that Dig would be at like I could see like EGP like beating them with the form that Dig came into this tournament with, but no, Dig got like I don't know what kind of chamber they went into, but holy smokes, I feel like all they did for the last like the 2 weeks leading up to UGP was like just watch VODs about how to play the first 5 minutes of the game, and they got really good at it. And that has been really helpful to Dig and their performance in this tournament, as I think that they really stepped up their play in the early game. That definitely it made a really big difference.
Play emotional is a beast, especially for a solo queue player. Like it's really hard to be a good academy player if you don't play competitive, because solo queue is like such a waste of time.
Yeah.
But like he's like crazy good for a solo queue main. So big props to that.
Thinking like where he went at the start of the season, he was he played with Dig Mig for the Cup OQ, and they didn't even make it, right?
Yeah.
And now he's like arguably the strongest jungler that's been in UGP so far. Like that's crazy. Like it's actually Dig have developed a talent, right? Like that's something that we haven't.
And Spawn too.
Yeah.
Spawn's been great. Have you seen Spawn's numbers in this tournament?
I think that
the only
go.
Well, yeah, they've won like all their games, so there is that element to it. But the only person with a higher KDA than him right now is Newbie, and Newbie just doesn't die.
How's that guy not die?
Because he isn't the main engage for that champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, or for that team, yeah.
It's really interesting.
That could have changed today
Newbie
too.
Is the highest KDA, but it might have, yeah. But yeah, Spawn's stats are insane in UGP because they are winning, but also just because Spawn is really good.
I think the thing about Spawn though is like they definitely honed in on a play style like around him, right? Because it was very like leading up to that series against TSM, they had 5 out of the 6 games and wins on Aphelios, right? And he was getting funneled. But I also think that the issue with Spawn was he didn't look great in Academy because it was hard to look great as a marksman, and Dig were just falling behind, right? Like it's really tough to look good. But we always knew Spawn for like his team fight positioning, and I still think that he needs to figure like up his lane phase a little bit, and he's going to be up against a pretty tough challenge in Prismal, but it'll be a good final. So yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely way too many Academy AD carries that are just way too good. Like, so it's pretty hard to look good when you're playing in there, because it's like you have to play against Prismal, that guy's like Faker. You have to play against Cody's son, who like last split, that guy was Faker. Now and then you always have to play against Luger, and that guy's legit versus World. So, never play ball lane Academy. That's
I mean it's like every team has a strong bot laner. It's pretty cool. I think that like, and I know that Danny just lost today, but like Danny's story has been crazy. Like the NA bot lane pool is kind of nuts, but you know what role also has been pretty crazy in NA is jungle, and I'm curious for you, RBM, being one of the junglers that is in the proving ground space, and you've already qualified and everything. How strong do you feel that your role is in terms of like talent around you, including yourself?
I mean, this split, last split I was playing with like Turbo Smurfs. Like everyone was like Lorem was like super like experienced. Rhino had like a little bit of experience. Raheen was surfing. This split I played with like almost all like newer players. So I was hoping that like the narrative of RBM just getting hard carry, I thought that would help me if I just play with a bunch of people no one knows, and then they're all just like good solo queue players. And so I think my teammates helped me a lot with like what I need to accomplish within the game, and they learned like, you know, how we're still like learning how to play more as a team instead of just 5 individuals playing like this is what our conditions are. But thankfully I got to keep Dark Wings as well. And that guy's Turbo Smurf, so the teammates are lit.
So we talked last week. We kind of got Raheen's side of how Zeus came together.
Yeah, did you listen to that?
The off.
Yeah, I did. I listened to it.
That was pretty funny. For like, first off, hearing how you guys came together, but I'm kind of curious how the off season ended up going for you and Darkwings, who you guys ended up sticking together and ended up kind of moving to a new org. What was it like finding yourself on AoE?
First, to touch on the last split stuff, Everything he said was right, but he doesn't need to say the scrims part, bro. Raheen, it doesn't matter if I'm waking up 5 minutes before the scrim. I'm legit 1 versus 9, bro. You're creeping every game. That's what I have to say about that. For this split, like pretty early into talks of like what are we doing with Zeus, right? Like, what do you guys want to do? I was on the board of I want to play with as many teammates as I could as possible because I loved playing on Zeus so much. Like they're all like it was like friendship more than like any team I've ever played on. So I wanted to keep as many teammates as possible, but like right at the start, Alorum got offered to play with Wiggly and Tuesday, like, and they were on to all play together, and it's like a core 3 experience. We're like, all right, bet. Darkwings was trying out for like infinite teams, but none like real academy teams. But like he was trying out for Wildcard Red. He was trying out for I think he tried out for like one other team. I was in talks with 100 Next. I did a Digmig tryout. And I thought they were really fun. I really wanted to play on 100X, but I didn't get the spot. Chad got it over me. The blows. And then right towards the end, like it was between like Digmig and AoE. And it was pretty much just like down to, all right, which roster's better? And Digmig's bot lane was going to be Sketchstream's Fizzy, which is why Digmig had so much trouble getting a bot lane. Yeah, their bot lane was going to be Sketchstream's Fizzy, but we took him to AoE. And then, Darkwing still had no team because he didn't get on Wildcard Red. So it was like, all right, well, you want to come play with all of us? And Sketchstreams and Faisal played on Conviction together, like last split, which is like some super noob team. And then we just like, that's the band. We got it together and we're like, all right, well, I liked the team a lot. But when Fizzy stepped down, obviously, we had to get a new support. So we got Zyko. Zyko's like polar opposite to Fizzy. So definitely changed our team dynamic a lot. But once we got Zyko, we went second place. So I guess that guy's pretty good.
What's so different about Zyko compared to Fizzy, if you don't mind me asking?
Definitely the comms. Fizzy likes to say a lot. So like on Zeus, it was me and Raheen. We say like everything, right? Like no one else was saying anything. Darkwings doesn't talk. Pocket Rhino does not talking. Lorem is like, he plays top lane, so he can't say that much. But like, he was like a good voice for us. But then when he got to Zeus, it was just, or when I got to AoE, it was me and Fizzy. But me and Fizzy didn't really like see the game similarly. So a lot of ideas that we had conflicted each other for a while, and we were like trying to work it out for such a long time. We were getting a little better, then Fizzy just decided, I don't want to play anymore. And he stepped down. We're like, all right, bet. So then Zyko came to the team, and Zyko doesn't say anything again. So it's back to like playing with like Pocket Rhino. So the game just goes through me again, which is like really good for me and really easy because now the comms are free. I can say whatever I want. I dictate the game. It's like, because jungles kind of can be like dictator role because like the game like flows through you naturally since you have like the most agency next to like your support. So I've been working on trying to play together with Zyko better because it's like similar to playing with Pocket Rhino because both of them don't say too much, but Rhino knew timers really well, and like even though Rhino didn't say anything, he was always like in the right spot at the wrong time, or he's just griefing. Like those were the two polar opposites of Rhino. It's like we just watched the bot, like, Rhino, what are you even doing here? And he's like, I don't know, I was getting some wards. I'm like, bro. And then there's other times Rhino's just solo engaging, killing their entire team on the weirdest Alistar flank or the weirdest Rel flank I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, this guy's just like he's a savant or something. I don't understand. So that's definitely the biggest change of the column aspect. I get to say so much and decide a lot of the game now.
Yeah, that's really interesting. The thing about Rhino is very funny. That is one of my favorite things about him. Is it's just like
that guy's a beast, bro. That guy
crazy flanks. Yeah,
that guy is so good. Like he's the best engaged support player, and all of amateur. It's like not even close. Like that guy will solo win so many games. Like, and it's like, I guess this guy's just the next coming of Faker. It's crazy. Yeah. Like 5-man rel ults, like it's nothing. No 4-man sat ult into stun. Or it just goes 0-20 on Bard. Or it's just saying, pick me, Yumi. Pick me, Yumi.
You never the duality of man. all in
You
Ryan.
never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Sometimes the Yumi angle just it opens up to you like the gates to heaven.
We smurfed on it. We played it in PG against TSM.
Yeah.
We had a draft plan against I think it was Senna TK where we'd play Ezreal Yumi into it, and I was going to be its driver because back then like I was still like spam duo queuing with Amelia, so I played like infinite games with Yumi. So I'm like the best driver of this Yumi on the server. It's not even close. So I'm like, just give me Hecarim, Kha'Zix, I'll legit 1v9, and we got Hecarim Yumi. So Babip got farmed.
I remember that one. That was a good one. That was definitely a neat counter to the Senna TK that like we want to see more, or I wanted to see more of back in that meta at least. Yeah. So you guys, Zyko taking second in that first tournament. How do you feel like how good of a representation of that like did that tournament do for like what you feel like your roster is like now going into Proving Grounds? Like, do you guys feel like you like might have been able to take down Wildcard Red? Like, do you feel like you might be able to take them down now? Like, they seem to be the top dogs in amateur. Like, where do you think you guys sit and everything?
Well, back then, like back by that tournament, we definitely would not have beat Wildcard Red. They were actually faker. But like now, we're like getting a lot better, so we probably could because we only had Zyko for like 1 or 2 days before the start of the tourney. Yeah, I think we had played one scrim with him before the 100X series, and that was like kind of a blower. But I think over time we've gotten a lot better. We still have a lot to improve on, like, and a lot we're working on. We're drilling a lot of stuff between me, Zyko, and like Dark Wings, stuff like this, because that's like what the meta is now. Is like fighting around 2v2, 3v3 mid every time. Like third wave, we're fighting to the death. Here we come, and it's really different from last split where it is Dark Wings picks his control mage and he just AFKs in mid, farms for 30 minutes and then 1v9s. So
yep.
It definitely changed a lot of the team. I think we'll get better now. Back then, if we played Wildcard Red, we would have got stomped for sure. I mean, we played them in a tourney, like a Nerd Street tourney, like a week later or something, and they just rolled us. Like, and we were like, well, I guess we know how finals would win.
Yeah.
So I think Wildcard is turbo good. All their players are just faker in each role, especially Bradley. Like, I can't believe that guy's so good. Like, Bradley's crazy. Daption stepped up a lot too. So
yeah, that team is going to be really fun. They get to play against 100 next first, so that's going to be a great match too. I'm excited for that one. So for you guys on AoE, you said before that you have a lot of players that like not a lot of people have heard of before in Faisal and Sketch Streams. How do you think that their journey has been from your perspective, from the start of the split to where you guys are now going into PG in 2 weeks?
I think the ways that Faisal has improved is like the most noticeable because like he's mostly improved gameplay wise, but Sketchstream's improved a lot in like communication, so it's a little harder to see, as well as the meta doesn't really fit how he wants to play League. Like, as everyone knew, like him when he came in, he was the Tristana player that like had the best stats in the world. He's just 2v2 killing every single bot lane. That was like the narrative behind him. But now that like doesn't even exist. Like, no one lanes 2v2. It's just AD carries 1v1 clearing waves while supports run around the map like donkeys. But the top lane, like, I think Faisal is like improving so fast. Like, and you can see it too, because like it's not like this donkey AD carry role like where everything you can't show your true talent. But I think Faisal like improved a lot, and he showed a lot too in the EGP series, especially against a player like Serdi, or like Serdi's gonna go 0-10 or 10-0, and he made him go 0-10 more times than not, thankfully. So it was I think he shows the most improvement for everyone to see, but Sketchstream's improvement might not be easy to see because of the meta.
I'm a fan of Faisal. I think that like the thing that I actually like about him is that like with a lot of top laners, and I think that like you would have probably had the best feeling of this playing with Alorum, like sometimes there are good times to die. And as weird as this sounds, I feel like Faisal like actually knows the good times to die and is pretty good on like he's got a range of champions where like his Scion is pretty decent, and like then his Wukong's like pretty decent. And for a player that's like that young in a role that I feel like is that barren in talent outside of like the ex pros that we have in amateur, he's a bit of a standout. And I think he's one of the reasons that you guys are able to get a placement like second in EGL, right?
Yeah, I mean he it's funny that you say like something like that because I've been trying to. So I'm a huge Boss FFS fan, right? Like this guy's like EUS faker.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get him on the Smite top lane train, and he refuses. I'm like, bro, this is so OP. Like you heal 250 HP every time you just walk and go smite a cap. You miss like one creep. It's legit so OP. So that's all I could.
Is that what he's playing now?
No, I couldn't get. I mean, I can't get him to play it. Like, I got him to play it one game.
That's what. Baus
yeah, he's playing Smite
Scion.
God. Yeah, he plays it like mid top. Yeah, yeah, he plays Smite Scion mid top. Like I was trying to get Faisal to do it. We did it in one scrim because the night I thought about it, I was like, yo, why do you not just go Smite on Tom Kench versus Jace lanes? It sounds so OP. And then the next day in scrims, we got the Tom Kench versus Jace matchup. I'm like, Faisal, bro, you have to go Smite. And the whole game, he's like, bro, this shit's so useless. I'm like, no, bro, trust. Just wait.
It actually sounds good.
Yeah,
because you just go smite the like Krugs 5 times, and then you have like an exhaust.
Literally,
that's kind of sick.
Yes, I was on the steering crap. I'm like, bro, it's so OP, but it just the whole game, he just kept bitching about how shit it was. I'm like, bro, whatever, man. Like, I don't care. That's OP. I'm 100% sure, by the way, that's OP. Smite top or like smite in like mid. The spell is too OP. It heals for infinite.
It sounds good to me. I kind of want to try this out now. I am a terrible top laner, but I will take this to D4 and see what's going on. So as Cubby just did something
I don't know.
really crazy on the.
I don't know.
Yeah, but playing.
I don't even know how you did that.
I think the Lorm is a cheat code though.
It's fine. Yeah.
That guy's legit a cheat code because like there's so many matchups that like you theorize it in your head, right? Like something like Malphite versus Gnar. You're like, yeah, the Gnar just shoves in the Malphite and he scales. Eventually, you can make a play, and then it's like Alorum is like just solo killing random Gnars all the time. I'm like, bro, this doesn't even make sense. Like, and he gets pro every matchup, no matter how terrible the matchup is. I'm like, I guess this guy's just the next coming of Faker. I don't understand. But Alarm has his problems where it's like his champion pool, he can't play any of the strong side champions, no Jace, no Aurelia, no Fiora, Camille, stuff like this. So like teams can get the download on it. Like, okay, if their top laner can only play these tank weak side champs, they're going to play at most 4-1. But now Tom Kench allows you to cheat that because Tom Kench beats everyone in side lane anyways. So they can play 1-3-1 now too if you don't ban TK. And it's like, so Zeus kind of got a blessing with that rework. And it's allowed them to cheese a few wins. Looking at you, Raheen.
Oh man, yeah. I'm just glad that we're a vessel for banter at this point.
I mean, Zeus had the cheese more, man. I had them as my dark horse to win the tournament. The fuck?
Yeah. And they just got
we would have won if Raheen didn't chase, bro. I got the Ezreal. I knocked her an ult in. Boom. Raheen follows up. Boom. Ezreal's down. Lauren flashes in, kills another. I'm like, Baron. I'm yelling it in comms. I'm running to the Baron. You can see my stupid little Nocturne champion just running over here. And then Raheen just flashes forward, keeps chasing. He's like, and then after the play, he's like, my collector didn't proc. The Lily has 500 HP, bro. What do you mean? And then we lose Baron and lose the game because our tempo is zoomed.
I wasn't even referencing Proving Grounds. I was just referencing the last tournament. But hey, if you want to throw that in there too,
PG. I thought you meant PG. I'm like, no. Yeah, bro. I was down to win that 30. Like that was free. We had C9, bro. It was an Academy headshot of the century.
Oh my fucking god.
I miss Zeus, man. That team was awesome. I loved playing on that team so much.
We loved watching it. It was so good, and I'm glad that all 5 of you guys are still going to PG. It's gonna be a good time. Okay. What differences do you see between Zoos of Spring and Zoos of Summer, other than just that there are new players? Like, what are the biggest things that you've noticed that they do now that you guys didn't do before?
They're mid jungler noobs. No. They're
Next question.
so like the meta switched like quite a bit, right? So now it's like this getting around mid, so you see like their whole playstyle idealistic change, but like the team identity still stays the same because the lorem's still on it, where like, you know, you're gonna play 4-1 or you're gonna play 5v5, like, you know, and you're gonna play a much simpler, easy game to play. I also think Raheen and Rhino stepped up a lot in the laning phase, so that's like a big improvement. They've improved a lot individually, which is really nice to see. Rhino only had like one game so far where I've seen where like he just, you know, had a Rhino game where he just goes 0-20 somehow and he's just in the most random spots dying. It was like some Nautilus game that I watched like really recently. But like the team identity has to stay the same, but they do a lot like really well about fighting around mid jungle. Wiggly's really good about like talking about Crab, especially like you can see that within their games, and you knew that from Screaming CLGA last split. Like Wiggly was, you know, a Crab Kingdom kind of guy. So you know, they implemented a lot more aggressive ideas. Like when their roster first started, we scrimmed on like one of the first weeks of like the first tourney. I don't even remember what it was called, but like, and they were legit running us. Like Darkwings is getting 3-wave TP bot, like Tuesday's coming bot, diving my bot lane, killing my bot lane. Darkwing's like, yeah, I can't do anything. I'm like, bro, what do you mean you can't do anything? Like they had a really strong start, and then I think they just had some sort of like team issue or team confrontations where like that made them bad, but they worked it out. They figured it out. You know, I'm sure Wiggly's personality is really different than mine. So like having to mesh with someone like that, and like Tuesdays is definitely infinitely times more different than Darkwing. So they had to like figure out how to play as 5 again, and that kind of like burned them for a while. Same as like Resolve, but they had all the same players. So that was a little weird.
Resolve has definitely looked a lot different. I think it's definitely like some meta adjustment things going on.
They're an enigma.
Yeah.
They just like
they don't make any sense.
Resolve had it like they just had like one tournament where all the beauty of like Resolve, which is like finding the right skirmishes at the right times, like it felt like everyone was just on a different page. And then they got to get a little bit extra time to work on that, and now it looks much better. Like they took 5th in this, so they were walking in at the same seed they had last time around, which is 15. Yeah. So
after
they're going
go
up
like
against C9 first round.
Yeah, they went like 0-3 in groups, and then they end 5th in UGP. So something happened. Oh yeah, you did just spoil it.
Nobody heard it. Nobody heard that. If you're a writer listening, Cubby did not just say that. Skip past this.
No.
Oh god. All right.
Google already has it anyway. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
True. That's true. But yeah, Cubby is right.
I got the leaks on that. You want the leaks on Resolve? Array gave me the leaks. It was they had a team meeting, a big team meeting. I won't leak what the team meeting was about, even though I know what the team meeting was about because of some roster things that were happening. But they had a team meeting. The team meeting sometimes, you know, sometimes you gotta hash it out, right? It's just like you guys just gotta get it off all you gotta get it off your chest, flame each other. You suck. No, you suck. But I still love you and I want to play with you. You're still my friend, my buddy. You know, you gotta get it out sometimes. Even though, like, for them, like, since they play together for so long, like, it's understandable. Like, it happens on collegiate teams a lot where, like, you guys will, like, be really bad for a long time, or like you'll have like tension build up, and then, you know, one time you just gotta yell at each other, like let it out. You know, you suck. No, you suck. Flame each other. Like just get it all out of your system. And
have event session.
That was exactly. That's what happened with Resolve. Now they're not so doomed like they were after going 0-3.
Yeah,
that's
the leak.
When are you gonna blow up at Darkwings, since you guys have played together for the whole year now?
I've blown up at Raheen last split. We had like one bad fight, and I've blown up a few times with Brady. There's sketch streams. But that was like my goal this split, is to not have too many more bad fights. Because like me and Raheen kind of went at it one scrim where I was just like, bro, you like, I kind of blamed him. So I was like, all right, I'm not doing that again. No more of that. I got to be more mature, better teammate. So that was my goal this play. I've done better with that, thankfully. So, but last one I did pop off on Raid one time.
Just the full full send pop off?
It wasn't a full send, but it was pretty bad. Like I full send on MSU back when like I was more immature. Like I full sent one time and that was bad. Like I thought my AD carry and I were legit about a fist fight on mod review. I was like, bro, this is gonna get bad. I would have lost too. Dillaran is jacked. Like Dillaran is like 6'2". Like he used to play collegiate soccer. Like I would get ran.
Yeah,
it's
that'll do it.
Over. Yeah, but I love Zeus so much. That was the best team I ever played on for sure. So fun.
So, kind of stepping out of Proving Grounds here for a sec. I know there was like a lot of shit around it. We're not going to go into that, but you did have a pretty cool opportunity to participate in Twitch Rivals. What was that like for you?
That was lit. It's like my dream, if I was ever going to play in one of those like Twitch Rivals or whatever, I wanted to play the multi-game one because I used to be a TFT
TFT,
sweat.
yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I got to play it in the multi-game one because it's going to be too lit. And then learning like LOR, that game's actually no cap, not bad. Like,
yeah, I prefer Magic, but it's a pretty good card game.
Yeah, I never played Magic. I don't have like the money to get the cards and like get into it.
Yeah,
this is true.
But like LOR, it was like they gave us all the cards and the game was kind of lit. We got like a really high elo player that goes to MSU to like coach us. I got him in and he like coached us in LOR. Me and Fire both like Turbo Smurf, Tars Turbo Smurf. And playing with Tars was so funny. That guy is legit comedy gold. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I didn't know. Like, I was kind of iffy. Like, everyone's always iffy, right? It's Tarzan, the guy used to have like a really bad rep, but like he's become like way more chill now, right? And like, you know, he's such a funny, hilarious guy. Like,
you know, he's a Wild Rift pro now.
I knew about it before it was announced. He leaked it to us.
Yeah, they've been playing in the tournaments that I've been covering for like Wisdom and Nerd Street for the past like month or so.
What team org is it under?
Cloud9.
Okay. I was gonna say because I knew C9 signed him, but I was like, I don't know if I can say this part.
They haven't like announced that they have a Wild Rift team
they never tweeted anything. That's why
they would get like a lot of interaction with that. Just be like, hey, Tarzan is
They're pretty good too.
A Cloud. Yeah, their team is good.
They're like pioneering new strats.
They actually are. So I don't know how much you know about Wild Rift. I won't get too into this. But they're sending like AD and support mid every game. And they just play like wave clear ADs and they just clear the wave and then their support gets to roam around and just kill people.
It's
on
like
cooldown with
Tars.
It's like season 3 Team Coast shit.
Okay.
Yeah, because their support is
shit,
their support is the rank 1 jungler on the ladder.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but he's not playing jungle because they have Tarzan. So he's wanting to still like do all the things that junglers do. So they made this strategy and they play like 1-3-1 from the get-go. It's really fucking sick. And they're doing like all this really cool stuff and they just qualified for the next like big tournament and everything. So
yeah, he had to flake one of the qualifiers for Twitch Rivals too. I remember, like he was,
he
like
did.
It was the day of finals that I flaked. He had to flake his thing too. And we're like, we don't care.
they still got in because that was only like the first qualifier or something. So they still got to play. But yeah, it was pretty funny because it was like me and Rafa and Alf Battery were like, it's another jungler that we're losing to Twitch.
Yes,
Rivals.
And it was on the same team. We both flaked it. I mean, it was too worth. Twitch Rivals too OP. But I can't play Wild Rift. I'm iPhone 6 gang.
Yeah. Dude, just slap a pop socket on that shit, and it's easy.
Nah, I'm blue stacks in it, bro. I'm about to bully some like 6-year-old kids. I don't care. Like, if I don't make it pro, I'm blue stacksing Wild Rift, and I'm late invading every game. These kids are getting shown what's up.
Now, the real step would be Pokemon Unite doing that, you know, just putting on the tryhard pants, going.
I don't have a Switch either, bro. We're down bad. League is a free-to-play game. That's what we're doing. I
have not stooped down to Pokemon Unite yet.
That game will be
either,
on mobile too, so you can blue stacks that one too.
I would kind of love to run some kids in Pokemon Unite. Like, I kind of miss
too down bad.
Ever since they made like Call of Duty lobbies like MMR based, that was dude. The old COD games were like, it wasn't MMR based and you could like just play against like randoms at any time. Running those lobbies was nothing better, and especially because like COD, everyone talks shit. You can be like 0 and 20 and talk shit, and I loved it. Like
those were
live
dark days, bro. Like if you show some of those lobbies now, everyone in the lobby's canceled. Like,
well, that is true, but also just like I just appreciated like people like chirping, like the creative chirps. Like you like some like creative chirps too, where it's like like you're like running like the most OP gun. It's like, oh dude, like you have to run the most OP gun to like get me like 1 in 15. Like oh try to run like what I'm running. Like like just like shit like this. Like no one cared. Yeah. And you always found out what your mom was up to during the day. So
yeah, cool. I grew up on COD. That was everything to me. I'd legit play like that was like my first competitive game. So I played like 14 hours a day, like some unrealistic amount. Like it was just so unholy. If those clips of me come out, I'm canceled too. So
I didn't like play competitively. I just like play with my friends. But I had a 175 KD in Modern Warfare 3, so I was pretty good for that. But dude, like. You just like get in these lobbies where you play with like 12-year-olds who suck and you just run them. Like it. Yeah. Like just, it was unfair. Like it's nothing. Like those are the days.
Yeah, but there was like a lot of trash talk for sure, and there was some stuff that was like always gig OP and it never got fixed. Like ACR was gig OP in MW3, like the FAMAS was gig OP in MW2, and then Intervention was gig OP. Like there are too many guns that are just disgusting. Cold Blood never got nerfed ever. Yep. Scavenger, this guy's perma. Yes, this Scavenger is just this guy's permanently full ammunition no matter what. The one that was like you couldn't be seen on Ghost. Or UAVs, Ghost.
Yep.
Garbage, bro. That game legit needed hot fixes bad.
Yep.
At many different points. But I played so much COD. Like that was what I grew up on. Because League was like my first computer game. So
Oh really? Like first ever.
Yeah, I didn't play anything like RuneScape or anything like that. I didn't play it. I just played COD all day long, and then my friends were like, they stopped playing COD and they started to play League, and I didn't want to play League because I played like an intro bot game, and I had no clue what was going on. I was just running into the turrets, executing. Like it was like Zeus RBM at the start of last play, like Raheen was saying, 0-15 every game, but it's like the intro bots, and it was bad, bro.
We've come a long way.
Clue. Yeah, I had no clue what was going on, so I quit the game again for like 9 months then, and then all of my friends quit COD, and they didn't buy like the next one. I think it was like the one after Black Ops 2, and I'm like, all right, well, no one else buying, I guess I'll play League with you guys.
My friend group was the exact opposite. They were all into COD, and I was trying to convince them to get into League with me in like middle school and high school. And they were like, there was one time where I was like, all right, I'm going to convince everyone to play this game with me. Everyone bring your laptop, come over to my house, and we're going to play this together. And everyone hated it. They all were
the game sucked, bro. It's too confusing. Like, it was legit too confusing.
This was on like the old map and everything, so it looked terrible.
Season 3. I started season 3, like right at the end of season 2, started season 3. I had no clue what was going on. There's no tutorial that teaches me anything. Like, I'm just walking into the turrets like, no, don't worry about it. You got it. And I just left the game. Like I was playing the old like pre-reworked Mordekaiser. I just dipped.
It's like COD, you just leave the game. Find
that's why I did it.
Sick, though.
Dude, lobby.
Yeah, well, yeah. I used to play a ton of old Morty. That was fun. Because I used to be a mid man, so like that was what I was down for.
When did you realize that you were like a highly low like competitive jungler player? Like how long did it take for you to get to that point?
The first like season I started to play competitive was season 6, but I was playing mid back then, and then I was so bad. I was like Diamond 5, like Diamond 4. I was legit a noob, but like jungle was so OP in season 6. I'm like, bro, all my junglers suck. Like I swear, if I played this role, I just smurf on everyone. So I quit mid. I was like, this role sucks. Jungle's so OP. And then I started to OTP Kha'Zix because it was like so fun. Like the way I just like get to jump around, kill everyone. And I was like, this champ's too broken.
Dude,
so,
you weren't around for the glory days of Kha'Zix, the season 3, season 4 days.
Yeah.
Where you played mid with
you
tier.
Shoot the spikes and while you're in the midair. Oh my god.
I played Draven season 3 with the bleed passive, and like every auto attack's 100 damage level 1. It was so OP.
The bleed passive was BS.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, then I played competitive jungles the next season, season 7, and I hit Challenger that season, my first season hitting Challenger.
Yep.
And I played for...
You played for MSU, because I remember scrimming you guys.
Yeah, I played for MSU. I played for Plastic 5, which was a different org in Compete League. Like back in those. League. Yeah, and I was playing with Thunder Kitty, me, Lucido, Oddness, and some support. Seeker Wind, that was his name, Seeker Wind. But Oddness is the only one that like made it like pretty far. He's like Stony Brook AD carry.
Yep.
But yeah, I played in Compete League with them on a different like Plastic 5 and Inbred Rats. That was the other name we would buy. That's why we were on a different team called Rats Evolved later on. That was the team where I met Pocket Rhino and Darkwings on. That's how like I got onto Zeus.
Oh, no way.
Wow.
Yeah, it was there's like some Turkish top laner. He plays pro in Turkey now. It's like Raul or something like that. I don't even know. But like he's like Turkish pro player, me, Darkwings, Oddness, and Pocket Rhino. And we all played on that team. And that's when like I got to play with Darkwings and Rhino for the first time. Because that's why I got onto Zeus. Because I'd already played with them, but I wasn't even playing League. So I was like,
so yeah, they had to recruit you out of the depths of hell. They're like, we please, we need a jungler.
I mean, yeah, it's because Trickster got banned, and I legit joined like the day of roster locks too. Like I have the messages with the he who should not be named. Voldemort is what we call him on AoE. We call him Voldemort because he helped build AoE's roster too, because he can still do that stuff, but he's like banned from everything else. So he helped build AoE's roster too.
Wow. So what year was that when you were playing first with your like Darkwings and Rhino roster?
That was my sophomore year, I think. So it was like 2018, 2019-ish. It was right after. I think it's on my Gamepedia. I'll check it. But it was under Team Emissary, I think, is what it was under on that. But it became Rats Evolved because I never played on Emissary. Yeah, June 2019, July 2019. After I left AZO Black and AZO Red. Oh man, those were banger memories. But yeah, that was like right when I started to play on, like I played on MSU and I played on Rats at the same time, and then I started to play with Rats Evolved because like kind of wanted to go pro again, like, a little bit. I wasn't like jumping the gun at it or anything like that. But
did you have that ambition of like being a pro player in your time in TFT?
I just wanted to hit high though because it's fun. Like I was just playing for fun with Rhubarbs. He's like Setsuko now. He's like the guy that's like rank 1 all the time.
Yeah, I know Rhubarbs. Yeah. Yeah.
So like we were both just quitting League because he quit because he didn't make SG the 1 year because he failed the one trick rule, and then
Too much
we both
Rengar.
just like it was like he missed it by like 3 Elise games or 4 Elise games or something. I remember.
Damn.
But
that's brutal.
Yeah. So like he just quit League after that because like school and stuff. So he just quit League, and then I quit League with him because I was like, this game sucks. I never wanted to go pro. I just wanted to play collegiate, like ever since I started to play, because I always wanted to get a degree instead of go pro. But like after playing on Zeus, I'm like, man, I really want to go pro because like playing on Zeus was just so fun, and like it showed me like how much fun you can have in team environment. Because like I always wanted to win CLOL, like that was my biggest goal, is win CLOL, especially with no scholarship players, like and just all random dudes just from a university. Oh man, stomping. Oh, when we beat CC, I went crazy. Like beating Columbia when they had Missy Stumpy and like super good challenger players, I was like, we went a little crazy that night. But like it was like so fun to like play collegiate and stuff. So I came back to League because Zeus had no jungler and Voldemort needed a jungler. So I was like, all right, bro, but I'm legit going to grief. And I did. And Raheen talked about it. It was true. I was literally lost. Like,
yeah, I remember your first series that was on stream with the team. It was literally like 2 lock screen Udyr games.
Yeah, I could not play. I legit could not play League. I had no clue what I was doing, but the meta was good. Thankfully for me, the meta was good because I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm just playing Udyr Hacker, full clear. And like I was chilling. Like I'm like, no, I guess we won, guys. Good job. But
yeah,
like,
I remember like talking to some other casters. It was like, did you guys see RBM's like POV for this? And they were like, no. I was like, you should look at it because this is sort of concerning.
It was bad, bro. It was bad. But I started to try hard because I had a lot of fun and I liked my teammates a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I was definitely iffy going into it because I didn't know like anything about Alorum. I had no idea who Raheen was. Never talked to him my whole life, and I didn't play solo queue because I like quit the game. So the only time I ever played, I just played duo queue with Amelia and like just played Kha'Zix Yumi and stupid stuff. Like just brain is off. I don't care if I win or lose. Like so, I was really bad. So thankfully, I just started to giga try hard so that way we could win. Because I didn't want to let my teammates down. I started to feel bad that like I was just griefing everyone. I'm like, all these guys want to go pro. You know, even if I don't really want to go pro, I gotta help them get there. Like especially a player like Darkwings, because like Darkwings is so good. Like I can't hold them back. So I had to start sweating.
So what? You hold him back now or no?
No, now he's holding me back.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Now the turntables, right?
Yep, that's right. I mean, I ended up being like in my eyes like one of the best junglers and like one of the top players on Zeus. I was really happy with how I ended up turning out to be. Like I played really well in PG, except for like a Kane game, but you know we just like mental blocked that one. Didn't happen. But I'm definitely happy with where I am today. I think I could play at Academy, but obviously, you know, I need to prove that, right? And that's also why I kind of don't like qualifying so fast, because we did it last split too. So like we qualified in the first tourney last split, and then
you just want to play stage games. You're addicted.
Yes, like that's a whole different thing. I hated this format so much. It's so boring to scrim 6 times a week. I have to play matches, especially because some of these people are just straight up griefers in scrims. Like, never scrim resolve. These guys are legit griefers. APA last split, APA was a lot worse. So they're not griefers anymore. But man, I'll call APA, bro. This guy would die 2 times, then the game is getting paused, no matter what. If he TP's bot and the bot lane does not work, you're at a 5-minute pause, guaranteed. I don't know what was happening over there, but nothing good. I definitely figured. But man, scrims are so boring. I hated this format. I want to play matches every single day. I just want to like giga try hard, and I want everyone else to be like try again. Yes, I'm excited to play SG or I'm excited to play PG because it's like going to be a bunch like more games, so that way, you know, no more week of scrims into week of scrims. But like last split, it was the same thing. We qualified in the first tourney, so we had a whole month of just AFKing playing scrims. It's so boring. Like I just want to play every match and just beat everyone. And we don't get to like showcase as much of how good we are because we qualified in the first tourney, so like people like sometimes can even forget you. Like I felt that on AoE this split. Like I didn't feel it on Zeus last split because everyone loves Zeus. Because like the logo was really funny, and like I was a giga troll and Raheen was a giga troll, so like we were like carrying team personality. Aloran was like on the LCS desk, so like you know we were like had a lot of like fans. But like this way, it definitely feels like I didn't get to show as much just because we won too fast, which is like that's not how that should work. Like we should be getting giga hyped up.
Well, you guys also had to
we had a cupcake bracket too
for a couple of these tournaments as well.
And we kind of had a cupcake bracket because we played like EGP with what's his face, Sasuke. I mean, I guess we did beat Zeus, which was like, but like those guys are free, so. But we did luck out a bit with EGP having subs. They still took us to 5 games too, and we had the reverse sweep too. It wasn't even like we got cocky and like through 2 games. We got ran the first 2 games, and I'm like, bro, Diana's such a useless champ. Just pick me something else, because I was smurfing those first 2 games that I couldn't carry. So I'm like, all right, forget this. Give me the Mundo flex, and that champ legit is so broken too. It's not as broken anymore, or at least I don't play this much. That stemmed from it was like one of my first times playing in the EGP match. Like it was like my 3rd time. I think we scrimmed it like 2 times, and I never played it in solo queue 1 time. But I was like, when we played against CLG Academy, and Keel played it against me, and I was like, bro, what? Like he came to this crab level 4. I'm like, how did he 6-cap as Mundo? He's like, the clear's 306. I'm like, you're kidding me. So like after the scrim, I'm just sitting there full clearing as Mundo on repeat. I'm like, all right, this is the champ. Like then we played it like.
What's your Graves full clear? Can you do the Graves clear?
I can't do it like the PCS tough. Teams, but we're working on it.
No, that one's tough. Like that one's like actually pretty hard.
Yeah, the whatever it's called. We had like a new coach trying to like help us a bit.
Yeah.
And like he watched my Graves clear. And he's like, bro, that's not it. Like we got to practice it a little bit different. So I worked on Graves a lot, but I don't think the champ is like that good. If you want to play like scaling jungler, you can pick like some other scaling junglers. Like my favorite one that I don't get to play enough is Karthus. Like you can just flip the whole game. The champ is so fun to play and just flip the whole game.
Chad Jungle's
an expert of it. Yeah, you just fight.
Yeah.
Like, or you just fight something to the death, and if you win, you automatically win the game because Karthus is going to outscale everyone anyways. So I saw Chad type in chat, and Chad is the Karthus connoisseur, where it just there was like this 1 week. Actually, I won't leak it. Never mind. I better not leak that. Never mind.
No. Not
Change the subject fast.
I can't destroy 100 Thieves too much. I'll take them all down.
You've already taken Resolve down. We're gonna leave 100 Thieves for the next time.
Resolve's my boys, so I can play. If there was another team that I was to play on other than Zeus, I would want to play whatever it's called. I'd want to play on Resolve for sure. Like APA looks so funny to play with. Array is like my good friend. Play Kick Lord's like kind of a smurf but kind of a griefer. So like I would want to like get the griefer out of him so that way the guy just 1v9s every game. And like Winter seems so smart about the game too. Like from what I've talked to Array about, like Winter's just a giga genius. So. Well, if I would have played on that team for sure.
Yeah. Well, I actually am going to change the subject right now, if you don't mind. So you guys are one of the teams that can qualify from Proving Grounds to get into Scouting Grounds if you make top 2 in Amateur. We don't really know how that's all going to work yet, but if that happens, what does that mean for you and your team? Because you're one of the few teams that has all 5 of you that are going to like be able to go and like haven't had that like next step experience yet in like the academy and LCS space.
I think it's really exciting. I would totally want a free trip to LA. Like even if I was not going to go pro, it's free trip to LA, right? Like that's what we treated it as on MSU when we went to collegiate finals. Is free trip to LA. If we lose the first round, it's the second best outcome. Best outcomes, we win the tournament. So I would love it for sure. Personally, I don't think Scouting Grounds is a good indicator of who's actually good. Just because solo queue, like I think Proving Grounds is the perfect way to see this guy's ready to play professionally.
I agree.
Because like solo queue is so useless. Like the tank man's chilling at 1,000 LP every season. Like it's such a waste of time to play. But like there's like so many like things in the game that are so different from solo queue to competitive.
Yeah.
And like obviously these players that are giga high elo are like ones you can build into these competitive players. A player like Play Emotional, where like at the start, he looked a little shaky on Dig, but a coach like Invert, he just makes him, really good. And it's really easy to make him really good because he's already really good. So you just have to like transition his mindset out of, I'll do this 5 camp gank in solo queue. It works every time. I played it in competitive and they counter ganked it. I died. They invaded my Raptors on respawn. After that, I died again. And like, before you know it, I'm 0-3 at 8 minutes. It's like, so I think SG's like, it was needed for sure because solo queue without SG, oh my God, like it's terrible. It needs to be more spots as well from solo queue because especially this season with LP being so inflated, like you have to be like 1.2K to even go like to SG from solo queue. So it's such a waste of time still. But like if they make it more slots, it's good. Because it'll make solo queue better, and that's what SG should be, a solo queue incentive vision. But PG should be the main focus of these guys are the most ready for professional play because it's the most similar.
The great part about SG is that if you have pro aspirations, that is a good way for you to get access to coaching and coaching staff, right? Like
the connections for sure.
Tomio, he is the perfect example, right?
Yeah.
Solo queue player until SG. Now he's in Academy, and I think he's like going to be a very strong jungler in Academy this upcoming year, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's why like next split, I'm 100% sure everyone's going to want to take these like if a lot of Academy changes don't happen, like players that are like really good that don't go into Academy, players like the wildcard players, like Darkwings, people like this don't actually get in the Academy. That's why most people are probably just going to play on the LCS third teams because that's like those people are getting promoted. Like, there are even more people that are getting promoted, like that haven't been announced. But like, It's like there's so many cool things that like you get to do, and you get to work with these higher level coaching staff, or you get to see these higher level players more often, or you could talk to them. You got easier access to them. So like next split, if there's not a lot of changes, I think everyone's going to want to play on these LCS third teams. Like me personally as well.
I think that's the big thing. Like getting access to the coaching staff. Like I don't think Tomio improves at the rate that he does unless he is on an LCS third team, right?
Exactly. And it's like because these teams should have the best players of the LCS teams, right? And they should have the best coaching staffs. And for the most part, you know,
especially the second,
they have been really good.
Like the coaching staff should be the best.
Yeah, and for the most part, like all the third teams have been pretty good. Like 100X was like sloppy last year, C9 was sloppy last year, but like you know they have good coaching staff in Tails JJ, and now they have missed too, like, and they kept the whole same roster, which is like really really good. You know, so I think next split the meta will definitely be everyone wants to play on the LCS third teams, myself included. If I don't make an academy team, if I'm not playing for LCS third team, I'm just gonna retire. Like, there's no point to not do it because these people like just get free promotion, even if you know you're better than them. Like you won't get the promotion because you're not already in their contract. They're not gonna come buy you out of an amateur contract too, because that's a bunch of extra work and hassle and the buyout, and like orgs can be scummy too sometimes. Thankfully, like AoE is like super good about stuff like that. You know, if anyone wanted you, they like you know or work with any org for that. So, but like I know of other orgs that are like a little sketchy about stuff like that. So
yeah,
that's definitely going to be the meta going into next split if a lot of academy rosters don't change with like players that deserve to be in academy.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I know that like we had the show with Ido, and he said like the EGP people are just not even thinking about scouting grounds really. Like if they were to go, then cool, but like
exactly that's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, they're already like if you're on EGP, then we're gonna try as best as possible to get you into the like higher EG stuff, and they've already done that twice this year. So.
And that stuff like that is so OP.
Deservedly so too for those two players.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like there's so many players, and then they're like really like a lot of orgs. Thankfully now are like really great at scouting talent too. Like there are players that like you would think that no, this guy's not that good. Like it's kind of a griefer in solo queue. Like player like Jojo Pion, the guy will go 0-16 or he'll go 16-0, and you're like, this guy's.
He has been doing that a bit on stage this split
yes,
too.
He's still. I mean, and he does it in scrims too. Trust me, he does it in scrims too. But like, guy is like the next coming of Faker. Like, there's so many like so talented players that like, you know, they start at a solo queue and then they can pivot them into this. But now, if you have something like PG, they're ready. You know, you can plug them right in. You can plug in AoE as an academy team. You know, you can plug in Wildcard Red as an academy team. You can plug No Oregon as an academy team. Stuff like this, and it's just you know, all these players are good enough. It's just, and they'll get so much better too because, like, I don't know how much the LCS third team players like get paid and stuff, but like, if you get paid a lot too, and you don't have to do other stuff at the same time, because like I've always had to do school. Like I just took my last final yesterday, so I've been in school like every split, the whole split. I never had any time off, so it's like I'm still trying to like balance everything at the same time. But it's like if I could just sit here at this computer, play League 16 hours a day, how good could I be? But like, kind of blows, but
yeah. Well, I hope that you can accomplish that. I hope that like all the like really good players this year force some heavy upheaval in academy for 2020.
There was already some decent change considering that it was going for spring to summer. Usually we don't see a lot of turnover. There was some.
That's true.
Yeah.
There absolutely was. Like I'd say they really did like scrape the top off of like the really like good players. You know what I'm talking about? Like Viper and Danny all went up, and like Team Luke too. Like these are the players that like Cubby, you and I have been talking about for like the whole year. So I think they did do a great job of that, and I think that's definitely looking like the angle that it'll take.
A lot easier for the orgs, and they have like 60 to 90 games of tape to go off of, right?
True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so nice too.
Rather than just solo queue accounts, which, as you said, not great. I actually kind of am curious about that. What if you had control over fixing up solo queue? This has been a big conversation, but we haven't had it a lot on this podcast, and I'm curious because you've had stronger opinions than most about solo queue. What would you do? What steps like at high elo would you take to try and make things better?
Where could I even start, bro? There needs to be a tribunal again. That's step one. Dude, there needs to be a player-based tribunal.
How fun would Tribunal streams be for like big streamers too?
LPP. Yes, my idea was always LPP members get like in
Tribunal.
CS:GO. Yeah, yes. In CS:GO where you get to like watch the replay of reports and like see if this guy's like cheating or stuff like this. That's what you should get in League if this guy's like griefing or anything.
Tribunal
and LPP members, and LPP members get access to those replays because those are obviously the people that are supposed to be the highest, most honorable. Yes,
I would institute it.
I watch that too.
What should be in. So a tribunal needs to be in place for every elo, no matter what. That needs to come back 1,000%, and that would make a lot of things better. There need to be dedicated ones, especially for high elo, from other high elo players or high elo players at Riot. People like Hacks Fender when he was working there, but he's not on TL, or like Riot Weekend, or like
give me Tribunal streams. I will run those 24/7.
Yes,
like myself. How fun would that
for
be?
Minimum wage? I would legit control solo queue for minimum wage, bro. You can pay me $9. I will sit here and ban people for you. I don't care. Like.
The only clause is that I have to stream it, and then we have chat vote. I overrule chat vote, but like how entertaining would that be? Like there are streams where people like get to like appeal bans from like a Twitch channel, and it's so stupid. But how awesome would that be? Like for League, for a Tribunal stream, like block out the usernames, like just like make them like random names. I don't give a shit. But like
the champion names, like streamer mode.
Yeah, perfect. Oh my god, that'd be so fun. That'd be the most entertaining stream content, and I could just like work on like stand-up comedy like the entire time.
Yes, it would be so nice.
Easy.
And then outside of that, the high-low monitor, obviously, to make sure games are not being win traded, stuff like this. Take an investigation. Like people like Forest Within had like that Google Doc where like you had like a bunch
that doc
of
was epic.
Rhubarbs was on it.
No.
Rhubarbs was on it back then. He was a real fan. But like a doc like that should never exist, and no one on that whole list is punished. That's crazy to me.
There were some bad ones on there.
Yes, like people that blatantly are win trading or blatantly, obviously, like they don't care. They don't care who sees it. They don't care if a streamer's on their team. They'll still just win trade the game. Yep. It's like, so that needs to happen for sure. And then SG needs more spots, or there needs to be like physical rewards, like monetary rewards even, because Riot has loads of money.
They've done jackets in the past.
Yeah, but like a real jacket, not plastic. Like give me a Gucci. Like give me something, or just something that doesn't say League on it, or like something like clean.
Something I can wear in public.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wear a Challenger jacket made out of plastic in public. Nice try.
Did you see the shit that they got for like Valorant, like high rank stuff?
No.
Did you see that?
Dude, they got like entire like holograms and shit.
Yeah,
dude, like yes, like League's done, bro. We're toast. it's toast. But like that needs to happen, either some sort of monetary reward or physical reward that's actually good, not the plastic jacket or the backpack that's this big. Like something like that's gonna be like just give me some Jordans or like Gucci hoodie, like something like that, bro. Like that would be lit. And then last would be more SG spots. Like there needs to be a lot more SG spots, like maybe like 10, and then you play like a tourney of SG players from like the top 10. But like that would also be kind of hard because like you're like through behavior checks, you're probably gonna get down to like GM master tier and stuff like that, because a lot of players just boost because you need to make money playing this game somehow. So
yeah, Tuesday's right. He's the one who tweeted out the Valorant thing. It was nuts. Like the merch that they get is
that's
crazy.
So cringe, man. Like, bro, but mine's legit made out of plastic, or I get a backpack that's this big.
Did you see so I think it was last season, at the end of the season, they were like, hey, if you like hit a certain rank or whatever, you can go to the store and buy merch of the rank that you got.
Yes, these jackets were cleaner.
They were nice, but I guarantee you that
I should have got like an iron jacket, man. How sick would that be?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you could buy an iron jacket, like, oh yeah, man, I was Iron 4 last season.
Okay, but
go.
we can't wear the jacket no matter what rank it is out in public. Like,
but to a LAN, like a caster wearing an iron jacket would be lit.
Dylan always brought his Challenger backpack to any LAN or event that we did and flex it off, and then then it's like appropriate. But if I see some kid just repping his gold 4, like Timo's unicorns to class, I'm legit just gonna bully him. Like, I have no choice. I have to be like, bro, what are you doing?
Society.
Yes, like,
oh my god,
it's too bad. But
oh man,
unfortunately, like, they didn't put any incentive visions this year until 3/4 of the way into the season. Like, hey, Scouting Grounds is coming back, and like everyone's like, well, bro, I haven't played solo queue in like 2 months, or I decayed because this game's trash. So, and again, another problem with this season especially is the LP. You legit have to be like 1.2K. For junglers, it'll probably be a little bit lower because a lot of them have already failed behavior checks or are going to fail the behavior check. So I could be chilling if I get up there, but I'd much rather go with my teammates for sure, no matter what, because it'd be so much more fun to go mess around. I don't know if it works. Like, we get to hopefully we don't get to play as pre-stacked 5s. Like, and the teams are like split up.
It'll be drafted, so it'll be the same. Assuming that because it's the same, like 20 players going. I'm assuming that it's just gonna be the teams drafted again. But like
that would be good.
Last year, like you had a lot of the members from like Maryville that went, and that none of them were on the same team and everything. So
that would be lit, because if you were playing pre-stack 5s, it would be unplayable for the solo queue players. Legit, like it'd be like that Kanye meme where it's like Kanye scores 134 points against a wheelchair. Like that's legit what it would be if SG was pre-stack teams. Wildcard Red would just show up and just dunk on everyone. Like,
yeah. Well, I don't think they'd be allowed to have like Arrow, but you're definitely right.
Wait, so who gets his spot if Wildcard Red is a top 2?
It'd be the 3rd place team, the 3rd like amateur team. So like if, for instance, if you guys were 3rd, then it'd be Sketch Streams.
Wait, does Winston get to go then? Because he played on TSM.
I don't know. So Brandini definitely doesn't, because he played for CLG Academy. He stepped in earlier this season.
Blower.
It really sucks for him because he was just doing them a favor, but be allowed to do it. Arrow definitely wouldn't, but like Bradley and Daption would absolutely be able to go. And then Winston, I'm not sure, because he did Academy last year.
Bro, I'm kind of chilling that, because Wiggly can't go too. If Winston can't go and Wiggly can't go, I'm pretty much locked. Like, what am I worried about? Matty Moo taking my spot, bro? We're chilling. We're chilling.
Yeah, man. Actually, I don't know. I think Fnatic would be able to go too. So there's that.
Yeah, it's been forever.
Yeah.
X, you could go.
I think all of that team would be able to go for because I think Winter actually is allowed this time.
And that's also part of the reason that Tomio and Busio were signed, so that they're going to stay with the org, because those players in the LCS 3rd teams, because of the amateur rules, all contracts expire at the end of the year and before Scouting Grounds. So that is part of the reason that, much like last year when Tenacity and Kenby were picked up, that Busio was picked up. We'll see what happens with him going into the next season, but that does at least put off 100 Thieves' decision they have to make about that player, and they want to pay to keep him in the org until then. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
100x thing. I'll leak 100x thing. Since we're talking about Busio, I'll leak one thing since he doesn't play on it. One scrim set, Busio was like late or like running late or something. So they're like, all right, Fallen Bandit will sub in. This guy legit runs my bot lane. Like, Fallen Bandit legit runs them. And we're like, what is this guy like Faker? Busio comes back, plays Tom Kench again. Same champ. They're both playing TK. And my bot lane runs Busio. And he just gets completely curve stopped. I'm like, did Fallen Bandit like level up my team, or is Fallen Bandit like the next 100 Academy support?
Hey, it's Tom Kench, man. It's the top laner, tactically.
That's true.
It was the reworked TK, and they're playing a support.
Fallen Bandit special.
Yes, so it was like, I'll leak that because that was so funny. Like, Fallen Bandit legit ran my bot lane. It wasn't like, it was messed up. And then Busio got back, played the same matchup, and then Busio got ran. It was too funny.
That's pretty hilarious.
That's good.
All right, Peyton. we've been here for a good while now. It's been a very fun time. I have
had
one
a good
last
time.
Oh yeah, this has been great. I have one last very important question for you, and this is probably the most important question of the night. Uh, where did you come up with the name Really Big Meme? I need to know. And how long have you had it?
I've had it for a little bit, like quite a while, like since high school, cause I was like coming up with names. I was like, well, like it started like my account on here. You can check it out. Little rewind. My accounts had like infinite name changes, cause I always like name changed all the time, because it was like I don't know. I didn't. One, I used to not like being known in Hilo. Like I did not know, or like I did not like when people knew me, because like I'd get like target griefed or like personally flamed. I'm like, bro, this sucks. Like I'm just gonna name change all the time. So I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names. 2 of them also at RBM, but I had like 4 other names where it's like, and there's more on this that doesn't even count because I remember some of them, like Clarky Griswold. But like I had like a bunch of names. Griswold. Yeah, from that movie. Yeah,
good reference.
I had like infinite name changes, but then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna make my name like the dumbest thing I can think of. Like, that was literally my thought process. I'm just gonna make my name the dumbest thing I can think of. And I was like, me and my friends in high school would always go, "Oh, that's a big meme," and I'm like, all right, there it is. It's a really big meme, and then that was my name. I just never changed it, and then like I had to change it for the global contract database because my name didn't fit.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah. My name doesn't fit.
So you couldn't use really big memes. So you just went to RBM.
Yeah, and I couldn't use it on MSU either because when we're getting our TR accounts, it was MSU, and then but that doesn't fit. So I had to lower the whole thing. Damn. But other people have like, people told me it's a really bad name, and I shouldn't tell people it's my name. So I stopped saying that's what RBM stood for, and I was like, yeah, bro, it's RBM. I don't know, it's kind of cool.
I honestly like I think it works both ways. RBM's cool, really big memes, pretty funny. It worked out all right for you. You went into it. It's good.
Yeah, that name's goated, bro. I can't change it. Like people are telling me you should change it, bro. Like no one's gonna sign you with a name like that. I'm like, nah, it's all good.
No, RBM's fine, man. I mean, you're just trying to channel the NXI energy, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you see the new Suicide Squad movie?
Nope.
Yep. Okay.
He was playing.
Light spoilers for the first like 10 minutes of the movie. So if anyone wants to not hear this, then you can turn it off. We're gonna be done after this. But the beginning of the movie, it starts out and there's like this whole like crew of people, and one of the heroes that they send is like his name is like TDK, and everyone there's like a big joke like what does TDK stand for? He's like, oh no, it's just me, man. I'm just TDK. That's just my name. And then they get like onto the place where they're fighting, and they're like, all right, go the detachable kid. And then they're like, what the fuck, the detachable kid? And he takes off his arms and like throws it at him and like instantly gets fucking murked. You just like shoot him and they kill him immediately in the first like 5 minutes of the movie.
I used to have a different abbreviation. It was the PBC. Like that was my first ever in-game name, was the PBC, because it was like a name my dad made for me, and PBC stood for Pike Boat Captain because I used to go fishing with him. But I would never tell anyone that's what it stood for because that would be so lame. So my brother's name is Connor, so I said it's Peyton beats Connor. So I always said that's what it was, but that was never what it was. But I was like too embarrassed to say it because my dad made it for me.
Nice. I remember I had some good names back in the day. My first league name was The Real Slim Sammy.
Sure.
That was my league name, yeah.
That's not bad.
How old was I? I was like 14. That's my name.
That's not bad.
It was pretty good. And then I changed it to Smex. So it's been that for a while. But yeah, and then Cubby is Cubby. So that's him.
Since we're doing this, my original gamer tag, which is still my Snapchat, I think, is Cubby Matster 6. And the thought behind this, when I was like 10, was that Matster, my name is Matt, so like Master except Matt. That's cool. Favorite number is 6, and I was a huge Cubs fan and Bears fan, Chicago, so my friends just started calling me Cubby because, like, when we played COD together, there's no way they're going to say Cubby Master 6. And my friend group, like, we went on, like, a 40-game win streak in Black Ops. Like, at one point, like, we were all pretty good at COD. Like, we had a 4-stack. And we were just, we would run, like, everyone. And so it kind of stuck from playing COD with that Xbox Live gamer tag. So I had it, like, way before esports. Like, they still call me Cubby, like, without this. So ended up working out pretty well for me. But yeah.
That's kind of lit.
Yeah.
It's iconic. It's just you. I don't remember the last time I've called you Matt. Even though you called me Sam sometimes.
I've had the nickname like before gaming. Like it is what it is, right?
It just fits you too well.
Oh. Too bad the Cubs suck though.
Ooh.
You know what? The Cubs died for the Bulls. That's the hope.
Dude, the Bulls are stacked. They're legit
RBM
stacked.
knows. We got to score.
I watch a lot of sports.
We have to score 120 points a game to even have a chance to win. But it's gonna be fun to watch.
You
can. Fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, that team could definitely score 120 a night.
We have to.
That team's stacked.
All right, we're talking about sports. It's time to pack it up, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning into Proving Grounds Pod. Cubby, what you got?
Yeah, if you want to support us, just give us a follow, sub, anything like that. Wherever you find this podcast, we are on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and you can find any other locations for yourself going to anchor.fm and Proving Grounds Pod. And barring any issues, we should have an episode on Sunday for Raising a Name. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. It'll be a great time. So definitely tune in to that. I think we're doing another list with Tim.
Yes. So and follow RBM.
We have to, yeah, please do follow RBM. LOL RBM on everything, right? Twitter, Twitch, everything?
Pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure.
Cool.
I don't use anything else, so like I don't have like Instagram or anything. So it's just Twitter.
That's fair, dude. This is another tangent. I'll do it after we're done. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone, to episode 30 of Proving Grounds Pod. It's been a pleasure. We'll be back on Sunday for Raising a Name. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.